This week we had an innovation conference. I would wish that each of you participated. I don't know what if you are able to get time to participate in our just ended innovation conference, just ended today. But we had a very good, there are very many concepts, many aspects about innovation, several experts coming in place, people who have been in the field, well versed with aspects about technology and innovation. Actually, I was seeing that if you got a chance to attend that conference, it is as well as whatever concepts that we are trying to discuss and the others, that is where you get directly from the author's mouth and understand innovation better. So with that, even if you didn't make it, we also have the online recordings of the same. The session was fully recorded, so you can still follow and get these concepts from industry experts. It was a very, very important coincidental conference to what we have in this class on technology, creativity, and innovation. Now, as I've agreed, we want to discuss about open innovation. Just to understand what is this open innovation and what is this strategy known as open innovation. So that is what we would be covering today. So I would want to share my slides. Let me see if I can share. Share screen. Okay, I've shared that page on open innovation. So what is this thing known as open innovation in itself? Now, there are many people who have heard propositions about open innovation. You later on realize that a number of people have a way of defining this open innovation or the understanding of what open innovation is. But generally, one of these authors is Henry Jesbrook, who has in length discussed much on open innovation. Now, open innovation, according to Henry Jesbrook, says that this is a concept, it's a general concept whereby companies get knowledge from both interior and exterior sources in order to advance their technological capabilities. Remember, the whole aspect about innovation is trying to do things differently. So for him, he says that whatever ideas you get interior, that is inside the company, and both outside the company, and advance this one towards technological or improving technological capabilities. That is what we would mean by open innovation. Again, rather, it would be, it can be also understood as where you get knowledge both internal and that is having internal and external flows of knowledge to accelerate internal innovation in order to extend the market for the external usage of innovation. So whichever way you want to put, just understand that this is where you're getting knowledge, that is knowledge both internally and knowledge both externally, so that you can be able to advance the innovation as an organization. Now, before we endeavor to deal much on open innovation, we need also to appreciate the aspects about closed innovation model, which is one of the traditional models that we have in terms of innovation. So you can see from that diagram, we have a closed innovation model and open innovation model. Remember, I said from an open innovation definition is where we are trying to get ideas. Remember, all these aspects about trying to get trying to innovate means that we need to be able to get the necessary ideas so that you can advance your organization technologically or whatever, in whatever domain or in whatever field that organization deals with. For you to be able to advance your organization, you need to get the right ideas. For now, for closed innovation model is whereby ideas are generated in-house within the organization. You can see from that diagram where actually, it is the sole responsibility of the organization itself to be the source of idea generation. A very good example is Microsoft. Microsoft as a company tries to come up with products, although the products still hit the market because it actually solely rely on its own technical experts within Microsoft to be able to develop their products. So that's a very good example of a closed innovation where you develop or get ideas in-house. The other one is open innovation, which is the modern and the present kind of innovation where today's modern organization embrace. We want to say that today there's no one who is a monopoly of knowledge. That is why we are trying to get ideas severally. That is why we organize an international conference, trying to bring in different players from different perspectives so that we can also get different ideas that we can be able to advance. So open innovation looks at getting information both from external sources or alternative markets. You can go to alternative markets, those people whom you operate within the same market, you go to other alternative markets, get experts, get also other industry markets. What are they doing? What are the technologies that they are using outside? So once you bring in what is happening outside to supplement whatever ideas you have inside, that is what open innovation model tries to mirror. So that you can be able to inform whatever innovation your organizations can adopt. So open innovation, trying to get ideas from all over, but closed is somehow only solely within the organization. So that is it. So closed, we need to just see the differences so that we can appreciate this closed and open innovation. So in understanding these two key paradigms, the companies which approach closed innovation paradigm base their activity on the idea that efficient innovation is about a certain control over the innovation process. They believe that for you to innovate, then it means you have a control to a certain innovation process. And everything comes from within. That is what they think. So it is the responsibility of these companies to come up with their own ideas inside the company, ideas which are used to develop, produce, and even promote themselves. So they have an analogy or the philosophy that if you want to do something right, you have to do it by yourself. And I gave you an example of Microsoft. The way we get the control that Microsoft has on its product is whatever comes from in-house, as opposed to embracing what is happening outside. So, like for example, when we move to Linux, yes. I hope we are still together. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I was still explaining about this closed innovation. These are the kind of ideas which have led to aspects about intellectual work, intellectual property, people trying to protect their own ideas or their own innovation. But in a real world sense of the modern day world, you need to be open. Yes, Benson, think you had something? I hope we are together.
Yes, you are together.
Okay. So I was talking about the closed innovation, and it has perpetuated the aspects about intellectual property, where people want to protect their own ideas, like Coca-Cola. No one knows the origin of this mix that comes into this Coca-Cola product. So they are trying to protect that intellectual property, that aspect about innovation or secrets that makes up that particular product. So it has perpetuated or promoted that. But when you see on the other side about open innovation, it tries to bring in more players, people to contribute. I was giving you an example of Linux. I think you must have seen operating systems known as Linux. The way we have the OS, which runs our machines, or Android. A very good example is Android that runs on a majority of these handheld devices. That is a kind of open source operating system being contributed by a number of players, so that you see it is ideas of many people trying to visualize how we can better the product. Can you compare now that with Microsoft? I think you saw the other day, not long ago, when we had Microsoft phones, those ones which run on Microsoft operating systems, the Nokia ones, which Nokia tried to get in the Microsoft operating system on their mobile device, but it never picked in the market because of the ease of use, the ease of interactivity within that particular operating system, which to me, I think it was as a result of these aspects about closed innovation, because you don't need to know what the customers deem outside, whatever other players think around that particular product. So that is it. So on the other hand, open innovation understands and accepts ideas which seem promising at first, but prove to be failures. But the paradigm of open innovation also accepts ideas when don't seem to be promising. So not all ideas should be acceptable at some given point in time, but in as much as it seems that both paradigms seems to perpetuate the aspect about getting the ideas that for the first time promise to work. Yes, Maxwell? Yes, yes. You can just mute whenever you, so that you unmute when you need to, when need be, so that you don't get interference from the surrounding. So I was saying that both paradigms understand and accept ideas which seem promising at first, but prove to be failures. But the paradigm of open innovation also accepts these ideas which don't seem promising, but also prove to be successful. They meet at that point. But you realize that the aspect about open innovation doesn't reject those particular ideas which seem not to work. They are trying to accommodate. Of course, at a point of innovation, at the course of innovation, you realize which ideas can be taken to the next level to be able to launch into a successful product later on. Now, I want us to appreciate just types of innovation, having seen what is open innovation and closed innovation. So there are two types of classification, or how we categorize open innovation. We can see open innovation from the angle of inclusion or the purpose. So when we appreciate open innovation according to the level of inclusion, it depends on how it includes the other players. For example, as an aspect of level of inclusion, we have intra-company. This is at a level of company level. So, you know, when I say company level, you need to appreciate that we are talking about an open innovation, trying to get ideas from outside and also inside. So when I say intra-company, you need to appreciate that there are some companies which are very big companies. You see, so open innovation means intra-company, within that company, because sometimes companies might be very big. There is also inter-company, between two or more companies or organizations. Again, according to level of inclusion, it could be expert-wise, whereby people outside the company meet and be able to share the relevant knowledge and expertise, for example, in technology. The way we share knowledge in technologies, most of the time, we're trying to get knowledge from outside or from those people who are ahead in terms of adopting the leading or cutting edge technology. It could be also open to the public. So that aspect of being open to the public is what actually drives this open innovation, which means that all people outside the company, no matter what the level of expertise they have, can be able to contribute towards innovation. So we can classify innovation or categorize innovation in 4 levels: intra-company, inter-company, expert-wise, or public, that is open according to openness to the public. So that is the levels of inclusion in terms of open innovation. The other one is purpose. We can have categorization of open innovation according to purpose, whereby we talk about what is the purpose of that innovation. Is it directed towards aspects about innovation in terms of marketing, insights, talent, research and development, all those aspects. So when we talk about insights, trying to gain information about the market and the customers, it can be an innovation on the aspect of trying to get information or fishing information from customers. It can be an innovation expert-wise, especially in terms of technology. It can be through research and development and the others. So you can see this particular table trying to mirror or trying to bring together the two types of, that is the two categorization of innovation, that's level of inclusion and according to purpose. So that, for example, it just to pick one, it can be an aspect about innovation in regard to marketing. And level of inclusion is expert-wise, it can be marketing, but level of inclusion is aspects about openness to the public. So for example, marketing, e.g. conveying information about niche products. That is also a kind of innovation. You know, you might be having a product, a niche product that serves a very minute kind of a market, which might not be seen by others. Later on, much closely with whatever we'll be discussing is a very interesting area on blue ocean strategy, trying to get new frontiers, new markets which have not been ventured before, or bringing in new products or new innovation which is not existing before. So innovation could be seen in terms of level of inclusion or purpose of use or purpose in that regard. So you can be able to read that and be able to compare in terms of categorization of a level of innovation or purpose in that regard, level of inclusion or purpose. Now, where does this open innovation stand compared to other types of innovation? Remember, in the other aspects of innovation, we have talked about many other innovations, such as technological innovation, disruptive innovation, all the way to social innovation. Up to now, we are discussing about open innovation. So all this innovation necessarily do not need to have something in common. But you need to realize that in as much as they might not be common in many aspects, all of them can be in the same category, considering the different factors like technological innovation and social innovation can be together. So there are many issues that bring in these types of innovation together. So it's not necessarily different from each other. So what I'm trying to explain is that there is no one single list of type of innovation or a special approach to a particular situation. So no innovation is as fake as it is or as complex as it is. So a lot of times it doesn't have to do with anything other than culture or mindset. And that is a very important thing, that sometimes aspects of innovation can be culture-wise or mindset-wise sometimes. So we need to appreciate that a lot of time it doesn't have to do with culture or mindset, while other times deals with most complex technologies. You can read that intersection. So when it is about open innovation, we place it somewhere in the middle of all this. So it is first a kind of a mindset or a thinking way of thinking, or a way of looking at things and believe in power of information as a resource. That is what we mean by innovation in other quarters. The power of what brings in innovation is power of information as a resource and its free circulation, both inside and outside the company. That's what actually brings innovation. So second, there are also there are indeed processes and rules and organizational structures that not only allow this flow of information, but they must support it too and encourage the employees to have an innovative mindset when they develop products and services. It's a very important point to take note. So what are the benefits of innovation? Having seen or appreciated the intersection of innovation, the categorization of open innovation, you need also to understand the benefits of innovation. What are we driving out of innovation? What is the benefit of innovating, especially using open innovation? So the aspect about open innovation has a number of advantages. That is, it encourages involvement of broader audience. Remember how we have defined, and you know that open innovation is about both internal and external, bringing knowledge or information, both internal and external, to be able to drive innovation within your organization. So one, it encourages the involvement of broader audience. So the innovation process implies more people and more companies in other sense, because you are trying to bring in players both inside and outside. Secondly, it encourages involvement of more relevant audience. So in this case, open innovation, you can reach out to many audience as possible. You see, to see us through introduction of new products or even testing a new product. It's very important. So encourages involvement of more audience. You know, the more audience you have, it means that for whatever product you want to come up with, you have people to give you necessary reviews for improvement, for quick improvement, so that you can be able to better offer a satisfactory product to whatever customers or a market in that regard. So it helps also companies lower costs. As a result of innovation, you realize that a lot of resources such as salaries or work hours of certain employees can be saved by outsourcing some process through innovating. You know, as a way of innovating, you can outsource some processes so that you deal with the core business of that particular organization. So it helps companies to lower costs. Innovating allows companies to lower costs. Again, open innovation allows or involves clients in product development process. And especially when you want to develop successful products, then it means that you need to build starting from your customer's perspective, customers' needs. What are the interests of your customers? So if you mirror from the customer side, you are able to come up with a product which is satisfactory. A very good example is Apple. The Apple mindset of development is designing mobile interfaces from the customer's perspective. How can customers experience this particular product? What made Apple to be very outstanding in the market is the way they are designing their devices in that regard, so that they are designing it cognizant of what actually the customers need. And that is how they have been able to make a lead in the market. It also improves brand image. So the simple fact that a company chooses to outsource processes and share information position, it is as that is when you want to improve brand image, it means that you need transparency. So that aspect of having open innovation promotes transparency, which in that regard, again, trickle effect to improving brand image. So there is also helping companies win trust. This is where creating a possibility of mistakes being forgiven, you know, because we are trying to do things differently. We are trying to innovate to come up with quality products and the others. So this helps companies win trust, especially whether it's an employee who is trying to come up with a new product. Then it means that whatever you have tried, in as much as it might not be successful, then your mistakes are possibly being forgiven. So helps with the development of partnership, finding experts and talent, which is very, very key. With open innovation, it helps you to attract new talents in your company from the most unexpected places. I was seeing a company known as AT&T, which is one of the leading companies in telecommunication. It was that time. So it was one of the leading companies in telecommunication. But later on, you realize that there are new incoming companies such as Lucien. There is also Cisco. The way Cisco came in to be able to take its own share in the market is because of poaching employees from these other leading AT&T, and they were able to be market leaders. So anyway, open innovation helps you to attract new talents in the company from unexpected places because you are open, so it is able to attract experts from different places. Now, how can you apply open innovation? So we want to say that, remember this open innovation, you are trying to get ideas from all of us. So there is no exact way of implementing open innovation. So in general terms, you just need to have some of these just general guidelines. So one is ideation and solution contests. That's where you can be able to get ideas for purposes of innovating. So for example, you can run a contest where people try to compete for something. That is where you can, for example, in technical fields, we normally do hackathons. Later on, we will see hackathon as one of the ways of applying open innovation. So companies can position themselves in positive light, especially when it comes to finding solutions for ideas for good causes and also strengthening the relation between the company and the customers. You see, ideation and solution contest. There is also crowdsourcing, where when I say crowdsourcing, I mean having many people from the outside coming in with new ideas. So this guarantees wide range of perspectives while solving a problem, something that leads to better results. So very important, crowdsourcing. That is a way of applying open innovation, idea ecosystem, where you get organized environments where continuous dialogues between the company and the consumers takes place. That is idea ecosystem, building an idea ecosystem. That is what we are trying to achieve again in our innovation conference. Building an idea ecosystem. People contribute on how they understand different things in terms of technology and innovation. So that is building idea ecosystem. There is also open innovation labs where people have innovation labs. When I say a lab, it means a space from within the company where employees can test different hypotheses, ideas, or even solutions. That is what we do at ISET in our university, CTech University, where we give an opportunity to undergraduate students to come up with robots, or robotics in aspects about IoT, so that we can have devices which can be able to think, you see, trying to build machine learning. All those ones are actually aspects about hypotheses, ideas, or trying to come up with solution using Open Innovation Lab. So that's a very good idea of how to apply open innovation. Team of colleagues and the others. So we have a number of companies. So maybe as an assignment, I want to give you, just go and read on examples of open innovation. You can just go and read examples of open innovation. We have something like Netflix, very, very important company which is able to innovate. And you can see that they had a challenge towards all those who could create an algorithm that can make specific recommendation than what the company was already using. You see, you know, Netflix is one of the leading stores in terms of they offer videos and the others, as opposed to the conventional way of having to share videos and all these other recordings on a DVD or a CD. Netflix has come in as an online store, which I can now watch movies. It's a very good kind of an innovation where they're trying to come up with a totally new product. So it's a kind of innovation. Later on, when we'll be discussing about blue ocean strategy, we'll be able to see these aspects about Netflix. There is also Philips and many, many, many others, many, many companies. So I want you to just go through. There is also hackathons and many, many, many others. So I don't want to go further than that. So I think with that, I would want to give you some tasks to do. Okay, I want to give you some tasks to do on kind of examples of open innovation. Examples of open innovation. So can you find out some of the companies which are doing or following an open innovation strategy? I've given you an example of Netflix and how it applies this open innovation. You see that they ran a challenge on developing of an algorithm. So can you see other application areas of this open innovation or companies, to be very specific, companies which have used open innovation before and the relevant use cases? Just as an assignment, that's a general assignment, just find out that. So with that, I would not want to proceed. I don't want to proceed much.